Let's go. Man. Oh, wow. One first thing. Y'all lit. But I just wanted to say thank you to everybody for having me here, man. First thing I want to say is success. It's something that isn't given, something that has to be learned. All you guys in here have a vision. All of you guys in here have a plan to be successful. And that starts with constant dreams about your vision. That's about your success. It starts with years down the road. Oh. Thank you. Well, I want to I want to talk about what it's like to not be successful, to start off. My beginnings really started very rough, very slow. For the first 17 years of my life, I did not have a family. I didn't have a mother. I didn't have a father. And I was bouncing around through the foster care system just year after year after year after year. I didn't see an end to it, and I got lucky, or not even lucky, I was blessed with the opportunity to have a family that I do now with my mother, Kimberly Hawkins. I know this recorded, so if y'all could make a little bit of noise for my mom, you know, she really did a lot. Yeah. But, you know, success has a lot of rough come-ups, especially in my world. I really was horrible at my sports and athletics I was doing. You know, I started wrestling when I was 7 years old, and just day in, day out, got beat up, got just messed up, lost every match. And I didn't really have a support group. It was just kind of me going out there and trying to just see if I could do something. What I learned after a while, though, is that when you want to be successful, you need a support group, you need a squad, you need people around you that have the same vision as you, or if they don't have the same vision as you, will support you till you make it to the top, and even then some. Even after you're top, you know, the people around you make you who you are. Just like your friends, you are who your friends are. People have this misconception that things can happen overnight, things can just happen all by themselves, and that's just not how it works in this world. In this world that we live in, when we stand alone, we're not as strong as when we stand together. And when we stand together, the possibilities are limitless. A lot of you business owners, people that want to be business owners, the men and women in here that are working towards their higher goals, for the fact that you guys are in here right now, says something that you have a vision, that you're really making efforts and strides towards that plan. Because it always starts somewhere. With me, it started with just training every day. With me, it started with just working out and just pushing my limits till I dropped and passed out every day. You know, not many people will go to a practice 3-4 times a day, 7 days a week, months on end, years on end. But I did that because I wanted to be successful. I did not want to be that kid that people are like, oh, he's a wrestler, but you know, he's not very good. I want to be like, yo, I'm a wrestler, I don't have legs, and I'm pretty solid. So I started putting in work. And the more I started to work, the more people started to respect me. And the more respect I earned, the more I was able to make connections. After a while, I started to see that, okay, I have a little community around me, let's see where I can take this. So in high school, once I started building up my connections, especially just in the wrestling world, I was able to get that much better in a short amount of time. In 3 months, I went from being a guy that's lost over 100 matches to winning 18, 20 consecutive matches, beating the best guys in the state, knocking off the best guys in the country. And that's just because I had that background and group of people behind me to push me even further. Now, fast forward, I'm in college. It's almost like I started over again. This time, it's a lot tougher. You know, you got to maintain your GPA. You got to go to workouts in the morning. You got to go to study table. You got to go to practice, maybe two practices a day. And if you're really committed, you're going to go to another one by yourself, pushing to make that extra leap into just developing your skill. That's where I started. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. But as I'm in college, that's where I was really able to see who I was starting to become. In college, it's really kind of like you have a job. It's really like you have a business and you are your business. The more successful you want to be, the more you have to invest into yourself, the more you have to really stick to your plan on what you want to do. And while I'm in college, I figured out that, okay, wrestling is a good avenue for me. This is where I'm meant to be. This is what I'm meant to do. So I did the most normal thing. Went to college, worked my butt off, and became one of the best wrestlers in the country. And in doing so, I was able to open a lot of doors and start building an even bigger team. And just like what you guys are doing, you got to take baby steps. It's a process. You got to learn how to crawl, and you got to learn how to walk, and you got to learn how to run, and then you know how to sprint. And I was at that point where I was just kind of walking. I was kind of just going around, seeing what people wanted to do, see if like people wanted to connect with me, and I had no idea what I was doing. But at the end of the day, I still had my vision. And at the end of the day, I asked people, I will always ask him, what is your vision? What do you see in working with me? What do you see yourself doing with me in 5-10 years from now to better further yourself and better further me, and as we grow together? Because at the end of the day, you all want to win. Would you agree? When you start your business, don't you want everybody to win, huh? Say yes if you agree. Yes. Yeah. So with that being said, I was able to kind of start picking and choosing who has the same vision and who has the same type of mindset. Because at the end of the day, I want people that are like me, not like me, because it's always good to be one of a kind, it's always good to be different, but the people that have that same mindset. Because like I said, one mind is not as great as a group of minds. And I feel like there are a lot of people in here that have very, very bright, intelligent minds to start some of the biggest businesses out here in this country, or even across the world. That's why you guys are here. Because at the end of the day, success isn't taught. Like I said, the success is earned. Someone can tell you how to be successful all they want. Somebody could tell you that you have to do this, and this. But at the end of the day, you have to earn it. You have to work for it. Because in this world, nothing is given. Tomorrow isn't given. The day after that isn't given. So you gotta live now, and you gotta work hard now. With what I do, I go out to inspire kids. Honestly, I love working with kids. It is something I have a passion for, because when you teach a kid how to be successful in something, they soak it up like a sponge. Kids are so pure and innocent. When you tell them something, they hear it, they listen to it. So with what I do, I try to teach them that, especially with wrestling. I'm going to go back to wrestling a lot, by the way. But with wrestling, with a kid, you really have to show them, like, all right, this is where you put your foot. All right, now put your foot here and run forward. Now put your hand here. Now move your head there. It's very technical, and it can be very time consuming, but it's all worth it, because at the end of the day, you could show them how to do something all day, and you could work with them all day, but unless they take it upon themselves to really soak it in and learn, they're not going to complete the task. But you can tell those kids that really work hard, because when you show them how to do something, when you keep telling them, you got to do it this way, and you're guiding them and you're showing them how to do things the right way, when they do it, they get so happy. Two, I feel good and accomplished, because I was able to pass some of my knowledge on and able to show someone else how to be successful. Because I don't want all the success in wrestling and being a professional athlete if I can't pass it on and give back. What's the point? What's the point of taking in all this skill if I'm not going to pass it on and help to make the world a better place, help develop the sport of wrestling, help get the sport of wrestling out there? With you guys, you got to be able to talk to people, show them that you have a vision, but also show them that you're a person that they'll be able to cooperate with, and you want them to know that you want to be able to cooperate with them. And once you guys start resonating on that same wavelength, it just gets fun. It gets really fun. At this point in life, you guys should not be thinking as this part of building your businesses as work or something tasking. You should be looking at it as, hey, I get to go do this every day. I get to come listen to somebody speak. I get to go see how I get to go see myself work hard in achieving my goals. I get to go experience new things. You know, I never used to think like that. I used to be like, oh, I have to go to practice. Oh, I have to go to work and lay all this brick for hours. Like everything sucks. But it was, I started to appreciate it because I've realized that laying these big cinder blocks was making my grip strength strong for wrestling. So then I started thinking like, okay, I'm gonna see how many bricks I can lay in a day. I wanna see how many I can get in 5 hours. And each day I try to push more and more bricks, more work, more work, more work. And if I got a higher number each day, I would feel accomplished. Start with daily goals, because when you start with just a goal per day, things start to accumulate. Over time, things accumulate. So if you have a business plan and every day you write down a strategy and the next day you go attempt that, and then you complete it. All right, mark that down. Go to the next one. The next day, you have another goal. You go attempt it. And if you fail, that's okay. That's good. You're learning. Because without failure, nobody is successful. I've failed more times in everything that I've done than what I've actually accomplished, if I'm going to be honest. You know, track and field, for instance, back in high school, I'd watched my older sister, Indy, win the winter state title and shatter the state record in the long jump. She tore her MCL and then jumped 18.5 and a half feet and just completely killed it. And I was like, all right, I want to do that. And you know, I got into the track chair and I started training and I sucked. You know, my first meet, I was going down the 100-meter stretch and I didn't know how to stop, so I took my coach off his feet. And, you know, I got first place, but it was pretty interesting to say the least. You know, my mom's sitting off to the side, her eyes all wide, like, oh. But, you know, it was a learning process. And, you know, I really tried to work hard and be that person. I wanted to be like my sister. I wanted to be successful like her because she was emulating that. My uncle was emulating that, being multiple time state champs in wrestling, football, everything that they were doing. My cousin and Carlin being the world's fastest player. I really looked up to all of my family members to be successful. And when I was a senior, I was just training every day. And I was doing terrible every day. But, you know, I stuck to it. And after about 2 months, I went from being a nobody in the sport to being number one in the state in all 4 events that I was in. And ended up finishing that year. And then I finished that year a 2-time state champion, 4-time state placer, and a junior national champion runner-up at the World Trials, racing for Team USA, beating Team Canada in Canada on the 4th of July. Just some cool stuff, you know? And all that goes back to all the times I was failing. All the times that I failed, I was learning. I was getting smarter. I was soaking it up like a sponge. I wasn't the one that was gonna talk and be boastful and brag like, hey, I'm about to do this, I'm about to do this. No, I would keep to myself. I'd work hard and I'd just go do it. Sometimes in life, I feel that you have to just close your mouth, open your ears, and focus on your goals. Because I have this thing that I say all the time. I say, time is money, money is time, and on top of that, bosses move in silence. Because you don't want anybody to ever know your business, your plans, don't want anybody to have your ideas unless they're working closely with you. Because in this world, it's a cruel place. People are always looking to take ideas. People are always looking to have ideas and make them their own. And you need to take it upon yourself to stay strong and just keep it moving forward. You know, my mom, she tells me this all the time. Told me this just the other day. You know, I'm a very religious man. I pray with my mom every time I get to talk to her because, you know, we do thank God for all the success that I've been having and my ability to be able to bless my family and my squad and just be able to live a better quality of life. But my mom, she always tells me that God wouldn't take me through troubled waters unless he knew I didn't know how to swim. And you know, For a while, I used to think that, like, if there's a God, why would he put someone through something that like this? Why would he put someone through 17 years of suffering? Why would he put someone through 17 years of crap? And it's for this right here. It's for the fact that with my experience, I'm able to give back and tell my story and be able to inspire multitudes of people to go be their best selves. Because at the end of the day, you're your own best friend. It's always up to you to be successful. Never depend on other people, because once you start looking for others for success, you're taking the value away from yourself. So, and you're priceless. Everybody in here, their mind is priceless. All your ideas could be $1 million ideas, $1 billion ideas. But if you start talking about it, sharing it with everybody, it's not going to be your million idea. It's going to be Tim from down the street's million idea. So like I said, all our challenges, all our trials, all our suffering that we go through, whether it's with life, or whether it's with your business, whether it's with your family, your friends, or colleagues, it's all for a greater purpose. And that greater purpose is for you to learn and for you to grow. I'm only 24. I just turned 24. And I've accomplished a lot of things because I feel like I was able to learn and grow from each of my mistakes, each of my mishaps, all of my downfalls that I've experienced. I could easily be homeless. I could easily be in jail right now. I could easily not be here talking to you guys, doing something completely unproductive. But I'm not, because I feel there's a greater purpose. And you guys are here because you feel that you have a greater purpose. Am I right? Yes. So why not take that and run with it? Use your purpose as fuel. Use your past experiences and your future idolizations as fuel. Because we have a past. Our past has shaped us up to now, but what we do now with the knowledge we know can propel us into an even greater future. Because at the end of the day, no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. No one knows what's going to happen the day after that. And that's why I never look more than a day ahead. I might plan for the next day. I might plan for that week, but I'm always prepared for things not to go the way that I expect. Because once you prepare for the unexpected, you're prepared for anything. And even if you aren't prepared for the unexpected, you have to learn to regularly know how to actively think on your feet and actively think at any given moment on how to change your plan. Because sometimes you might have a plan, but sometimes it might need a little tweaking. For a while with wrestling, I thought I had a plan, like, all right, I'm just going to grab their ankle and I'm going to try to pull them down to the ground as hard as I can. That really did not work out very well. And so I started thinking, like, okay, I'm going to work with my coaches and I'm going to really start doing a lot of fast hand movement, a lot of hand speed, a lot of strength. Man, when I was 17 going to 18, I went from being 79, 80 pounds to being 95, 98, 100 pounds. Just for the fact I was like, okay, I need to figure this out. And then I figured out, like, okay, I'm strong. I can move fast. I can use some of these physical attributes to boost myself even further. And once I got to that point, I started making those focal points, started putting focal points elsewhere when it comes to my training. So then I started studying film. I started looking at techniques, looking at how to do new things. And then I would go train that move and do that drill thousands of times. I've probably taken 1,000 shots to somebody's leg. So now it's to the point where when I take a shot, I'm not even thinking about it. I can just take you down. I've put people in headlocks thousands of times just for the fact that if I need to do it just once, I'm not worried about it. Get used to repetition, because once you're used to repetition, once you're used to doing something on a regular, it becomes like breathing. Breathing's easy for most people. And when you're able to think like you breathe, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be, it's like opening the piggy bank. You're gonna be like, oh wow, I didn't even know that was there. I had one of those moments. I had wrestled against Team Puerto Rico a couple years ago, And it was an eye-opening moment. I was on a world-class stage, and I'm just like, oh wow, I'm really here. And this guy low-key kicked my butt. It wasn't one of my brightest moments, but I learned from it, and I was able to analyze, go back to the drawing board, train, and execute. You guys need to do the same thing. You need to analyze, get your plan together, then execute. 3-step plan. It's easy. And now what I would want to say is, I feel that with what you guys can do here, you can change the world. With what you guys do here, you can help people see a higher value in life. Because everybody's life is priceless. Everybody in here doing something, whether you're the sound guys in the back, whether you're the cameraman, whether you're the event coordinator, whether you're in the crowd, you all have a higher purpose. And what do you want to use that higher purpose for? Do you want to just sit on it, hope that somebody comes up to you and asks you if you have an idea, or you want to go out there, get in people's faces and be like, hey, this is me, this is how much I'm worth, and this is what I'm about to do with my life? Because at the end of the day, you got to take accountability for what you do. And that's where I get to why I have no excuses on my back. No excuses means a lot to me. When I got the tattoo, no excuses, it was because of what my coach told me when I was a senior in high school. I was going up against the number 3 ranked guy in the state of Ohio. I had never beat anybody that good at that point. I didn't even know who he was. We got into overtime. I was beat up. I had torn a muscle in my shoulder. I was feeling just like crap. And my coach, this dude is crazy. His name is Coach Percy. This dude comes up to me, grabs me by my singlet. It's almost like, those like movies where like you grab the bully by the shirt and then they put him against the locker. It was like one of those moments. And he looked at me he looked straight in my eyes, through my eyes to my soul, and he told me, he's like, Z, you better go out there. You better go kick his ass. He's like, Z, you better go out there and not make any excuses, because at the end of the day, you can beat this guy. You can beat him, and you're going to do it right now. And he looked at me, smacked me in my face, said, no excuses. I kid you not, though. This man, he knew it was going down. My opponent knew it was going down. And he went to jump over me. He was trying to hit this move called a flying squirrel. So you jump over, twist your body, and you land on the guy behind him. And I ended up catching his legs in midair by one ankle, and was able to take him down, winning sudden death in overtime, and it just stuck with me. After that, I was injured, but I had just pulled off a crazy victory, and thank you. I was able to pull off a crazy victory and get a valuable lesson from it. So now I don't make excuses. There's no excuse for me to get up in the morning, make my bed. There's no excuse for me to get up in the morning, clean my house. There's no excuse for me to get up in the morning and go chase my dreams. There's no excuse for me to get up in the morning and make my quality of life better and better for the people around me. So that's why I work as hard as I do every day. That's why I set world records. That's why I do the things I do. That's why I help kids. That's why I work with organizations to just make the quality of life better for everybody around. Because there's no excuse for me not to do this. There's no excuse for me not to give back to the people when I didn't have nothing, and my family gave me that chance. So I'm using that chance they gave me to better other people's quality of life. Because if I had my way, I would be exactly like my mom. She is an awesome woman. She gives back. She currently has like 6 foster kids in the house right now. She asked if I wanted to come stay in my own room when I came back to Ohio a couple weeks ago. I was like, huh? Because I heard all these kids screaming like, hey, hey, like just having a ton of fun. I was like, oh man. It's like, you doing the most, mama? Like, but she has a great heart, and for her to keep opening up her home to all these kids, even after me, says a lot about her character, and I want to emulate that. And that's why I'm starting the Zion Clark Foundation, so I'm able to give these kids affordable housing, while I'm able to help these foster kids when they age out have some sort of plan where they're getting into a trade or wanting to go to college, or if they just need help getting on their feet. Because at the end of the day, when you're a foster kid and you age out the system, you're by yourself. Sometimes kids age out at 17, most kids age out at 18, When you're an 18-year-old and you're out in the street by yourself, it gets tough, real tough. So I'm making change to that. And that's why I'm about to go up to the Supreme Court and reform the whole foster care system, because these kids need help. What I want to leave you guys with here today is a few phrases. When you live your life by no excuses and hold yourself accountable, you will find greater reward in what you do morally as a human being than anything else. When you go up and you make your bed and you go out and start your day, even if the day sucks, when you come home and you see that your bed is made, you will still would have accomplished something that day. Accomplishments don't have to be big, they can start small, but as long as you complete them, you will find joy. And I just want to leave you with one thing. All of you guys want to be business owners, yeah? I don't know if I believe you. You guys want to be business owners, yeah? Okay. So being a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I really resonate with you guys here. When you're a business owner, stay true to yourself. Stay true to your vision, because there's nobody else like you. There's nobody else like you. So be different. Stand above the crowd. Be different and lead by example. Thank you, guys.